Okay, so now I need to, y'all, I have not used Zoom in so long. I almost forgot. Let's see, share screen. Share my screen. Here it is. Here we go. Okay, so now we're getting ready to do a review for our test. So this is something that you're going to take home with you, and you're going to be able to use it along with your, okay, Devontae and Destiny, why are you taking pictures during the time we're supposed to review? No, I want you to turn around. I want you to turn around, and I want you to face the board. Okay. So these questions all have to deal with everything that we talked about in topic 3. So they're all over the place, different things that we've talked about in topic 3. If you look here, it tells us the standard, and this is more for your parents than anything else, that this question covers. You will have questions just like this in your test. So, which have a sum of 43? What is a sum? Yes, Drew. The two numbers in the what? The addition problem. So which have a sum of 43? Choose all that apply. Remember, guys, on your quiz, when you do not choose all that apply, what happens? You get the question wrong, even though you had some of it right. So let's look at this. If it were me, I would go through each problem to see what equals 43. Let's look. This one is nice and easy for us, isn't it? Because we know that we have a 0 here. So that's going to be what? 43. If we have a 0 here, 0 plus 3 is 3. And 1 plus 3 is? So does that equal 43? Okay. Now, here's our next one. We have what? 28 plus 13. So we have 3 plus 8. What is 3 plus 8? Raise your hand. Yes, Lily. 11. So if we have 11, how many 10s are in 11? Louise, how many 10s are in 11? 1 10. So we have 1 10, and we know that in the ones place, there can only be what? One digit. There can only be one digit. So we have to give that 10 over to the tens place. So we're going to move that 10 over there, and we're going to keep one of the 10s, the 1 in the ones place, because we know that there is 1 10 and 11 with how many left over? 1. So now that we've moved that 10 over here, we have 3 10s. 3 10s is what? 10, 20, 30. Now we have one more 10 to add on there. What do we have? 40. Is this 43? No. That's 41. So now here we have this again. Well, we know that if we take 2 add-ins and we add them in any direction, we get the same number or the sum or the answer. So this is what? Correct. Oh, 43. Very good. So now we've reached another question. 19 plus 24. 4 plus 9. What is 4 plus 9? Hold on, guys. Pause for the calls. Okay. Now we have 4 plus 9. What is 4 plus 9? Zaya? 13. So now, how many 10s are in 13? Yes, Calvin? 1. Calvin, what is left over? Is it 4? We have 13. You gave 3. Very good. So we're going to put the 3 in the 1's place, and then we're going to give that 10 over to the 10's place, because we know that there can only be 1 digit in the 1's place. So now we have 2 10s here. 2 10s equals what? 20. We got 2 more 10s. We add 2 more 10s, we get 40. Is that 43? Yeah. It's close. Oh, go tomorrow. You can go tomorrow. All right. So now, this is quick math. Why is this quick math? Because we're just adding a 10. Somebody raise their hand and tell me what that answer is. Lily? 31. So now, we carefully went through each problem. Do you see how this is important? You cannot just look at one answer and say, oh, 43, and circle it in. You must make sure when you see all that apply, that you check every one of those answers, even if it takes time. It may take time, but you still need to check. Do we understand? Okay, now let's read this next problem. Stacy has how many crayons? Go ahead and circle that 63. She gets how many more? How many crayons does Stacy have in all? When I see the words in all, what is that telling me to do, Angelique?
Ms. Montgomery.
To add. Very good. It is telling me to add. So if I struggled in reading, even though we know the questions are going to be read to us in math, I can look at these 2 numbers and I can see in all, and I can assume that we're going to do what? Add. So let's see here. Let's use compensation to add. Even though it does not ask us for a strategy, let's do that. We have 63 plus 25. I can see that 25 is 5 away from a 10. So let's move that. Now, here's my question before I do this.
Go ahead.
What's another way that what's another strategy that I can use to add these besides compensation? Yes. Yes, we could do a tree. What else? But it's not called a tree, it's called a what? Number bond. Yes. Yes. We can regroup. What's another way? We can use the number line. Now, I'm gonna have us think about my favorite way, and instead of using composition, I want to do compensation. I want to use my favorite way. You know what's my favorite way? Adding the 10s together and adding the 1s together. So let's look at this. We're going to take the 10s from this, and we have what? 60 plus what? 20. And then we have what? 3 plus what? 5. So 60 plus 20. What is 60 plus 20? Malia? 80. Now what's 3 plus 5? Andrew? 8. Now what's 80 plus 8? Jackson? 88. So how many crayons does she have in all? 88. 8. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on. We have question number 3. It says, which equation does this number line show? Now, this is important. They want you to understand a number line going forward, backwards, anyway. They want you to understand how to add or how to subtract on a number line. Okay, so when I'm looking at this number line, let's think about what the number line is telling us. Okay, so it's starting out at what number? What number do we start out? 57. All right, so when we start out at 57 on the number line, if you look at the top, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 3, plus 5, if we add this number up, this is going to tell us what we added on our number line. So 10 plus 10 is?
20.
Plus 10?
30.
30 plus 3? Let's add 5 more, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So now what is this problem telling me? It's telling me 57 plus 38 equals what? 95. Now that I've thought it through, I did not simply just look at this and try to figure this out. I figured out what the number line was telling me first. So now I see what the number line is telling me. Now I'm going to go back here and find an equation to match that. So I see 57 plus 28 is 85. Is that it? I see 57 plus 33 equals 90. Is that it? No. Now I have 57 plus 38 equals 95. Is that it? And just so we can be sure, let's still look at this last problem. We know that it's not the answer, but guys, sometimes you guys are often tricked. I want you to start, when I say go back and review your work, I want you to look at all the answer choices as well. Say, I will look at all the answer choices. So now this one says 57 plus 39 is 96. That's close, but it's still not our answer. So yes, B is our answer. Now let's move on to 4. Using the numbers on the cards, so we're only using these numbers, okay? Write the missing number under the number line to show how to find the sum of 40 plus 35. So already we know that this is 40 plus 10, 20, 35 plus 35. So 40 plus 10 equals what? I can cross this out. 50 plus 10 equals 60 plus 10 equals 70 plus 5 equals. Okay. Now I'm giving you guys time. Please go ahead and take this picture so you can have this in your notes for you to take home. So you were writing these notes after we finish the review. After we finish the review, you will have class time to write these notes. Okay, after you take one picture, Calvin, that's the clever badge. After you take one picture, please be seated. Especially if you're in the front. We are moving on in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Moving on to, okay. So now let's look at this next page of our review. Colin has how many pennies? Turn the page, we're on 146. Colin has how many pennies? 54. Circle 54, please. And how many nickels? How many pennies does Colin have? So when we want to know how many does he have, or rather how many does he have in all, that is telling us to add. Okay, break apart the second add-in to solve your work. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. When they are asking on your test for you to do something, they want it to be done that way. Why do they want it to be done that way? Because they want you to understand the process. If you do not understand it, they may put all the boxes there and just have one part for you to put in. That means you have to understand what is happening. You cannot just use your favorite strategy. You must understand all strategies. Do we understand? So this is telling us that we need to break apart the second add-in. So that is what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is do 54 plus 28. Now we're going to break apart the second add-in. And when we break apart the second add-in, what does that equal? 20 plus, break it apart between the 10s and the 1s. Plus what? No, we're only breaking apart the second add-in, which is 28. So I've taken all the 10s out of 28. There is only 1s left over. How many 1s are left over? That is what it means to break apart an add-in. We know the add-in is the two numbers in the addition problem, and it wants us to break apart the second one. So now that we have broken apart the second one, this makes this easy to add, doesn't it? Because we're adding the 10. Yes. So 54 plus 20 equals what? 70 what? 74. So now we have 74 and we only need to add 8. Now, let's think about this. I want us to think about this in terms of 10, okay? How many more ones do we need to turn 8 into a 10? Yes? 2. All right. What will be left over after we do that, after we take 2 away from 4, what will be left over? 2. That's just something to think about. When we talk about manipulating numbers, they want you to be able to understand what you need, okay? So we have 8 plus 4. Let's get 8 in our head and let's count 4 more. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we have 2 digits that's supposed to go in the ones place. Can this be? No. How many 10s are in 12? Drew, how many 10s are in 12? 1. I'm writing this in the wrong spot. We have 1 10 and we have to give it over to the 10s place. What is left over after we take that 10 out, Devontae? After we take that 10 out of 12, what's left over?
20.
No. So we have 12. We've taken the 2. Thank you very much. So now we're going to put that 2 in the ones place. Now we only have how many 10s? 8. So what is 8 10s?
80.
So what is our answer?
80.
Now, of course, we could have added with regrouping. The reason why that's not okay is because when they tell you they want to do something, they may give you the tree and leave something blank. You need to be able to understand what they're asking you to do. Okay? Question number 6. Find 68 plus 16. Break apart the second add-in, then add using mental math. Show your work. So here, once again, we have this here. We have this, and they want us to use this strategy. So we have boxes. We cannot simply just add with regrouping. We have to do it this way. So we're breaking apart the second add-in. How many tens are in 16? Zaya? 1. Do we? Okay. What is left over?
6.
6. Very good. All right, so now we can add these two together quickly because this is a 10. So 68 plus 10. What is 68 plus 10, Destiny? 70 what?
71.
Not 71. And 78. Remember, when we are adding tens, look up here, eyes up front. When we are adding that front, not this front, that front. When we're adding tens, we know that the 0 is always going to keep that second number the same. And then we only need to add the 1 or whatever the 10 is to the other add-in. So we have 6, and we know 6 plus 1 is what? 7. But friends, we still have to add what? The 6. So let's get 8 in our heads. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 14. Can we have 2 digits in one's place? No, we have to give one of our tens away. So we have an extra 10 to spare. We're going to give it over to here. We're going to give it over to the tens place, and that becomes 80.
Mr. Joe.
Now we're going to move on. It says, show how you can use an open number line to find 44 plus 27. So look, friends, we're adding 27 to 44. We're going to start with 44 here. And we're going to do big jumps with 10 because we say 10s are easy to add. So we're going to jump this first 10, and 44 plus 10 equals 54. Very good. How many 10s do we have in 27? 2. So we need to jump another one. Okay, what's going on with your chair? So we have 54 plus 10 equals 54. So now we still have 7. Do we want to do small jumps or do we want to do a bigger jump? I'm going to do small because, it's just my thing. So we have to do 7. So let's just start off with 5. So we have 4 plus 5 because we have 64 plus 5. We know, I put 5 down there. Just kidding. The 5 goes up here. So we have 64 plus 5. We know that 4 plus 5 is what? 9. Very good. So that gives us 69. Now we're going to do one more jump because we only did 5. What else do we need to add? What do we need to add here? 2. And we do add 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So let's do that. 69, 68. I'm going backwards and y'all going backwards with me. Y'all like, yeah, 68, 69, 70, 70. Jackson was like, I wasn't going backwards. That was you. Faith. All right. So now we know that 44 plus 27 is
71.
very good. All right, part B. In words, tell how you use the open number line to find the sum. Now, I am going to go ahead and cross this out because we don't want to waste any of our time. And we know that on our test, there are not going to be any questions that ask us to tell it in our own words. So go ahead and cross out part B. All right, I'm going to give you time to take this picture. If you are in the front, you need to be very swift because people have to take their pictures as well and you got y'all heads in the way.
Wait, what about
It's because you're moving your iPad.
number 8?
Yeah, leave it small like that.
What about number 8?
What do you mean? Oh,
You got
that y'all stop. She made a point. There is another question down here that I did not see because it's very skinny. All right, so
I wanted to do.
okay. GCA. That means that you should be sitting and you should be in ready position. Let's try this again. GCA. Okay, number 8. Which numbers round to 70 when rounded to the nearest 10? Choose all that apply. So from our rounding song and from our talking, we know that if it is a what? 1, 2, 3, 4, we round. If it is a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, or a 9, we round up. So let's look at this. Here we have our second number. It tells us what we're going to do. It's a 2, so we go down. If we go down, we know that this is what? 70. So yes, this rounds to 70. Now here we have a 5. This is a 5. So that means we round what? Up. If we're rounding up, we know that this is going to be a 70. All right, here we have a 6. The 6 is telling us to go up. If we go up, this becomes 80. No bueno. Okay. Here we have a 4. This 4 is telling us to go. Now here we have a 3. This 3 is telling us to go. So this is a 60. This is no bueno, no good. Okay, so now we're gonna try this picture again. All right. Take your photos. It's okay that the words are kind of chopped off at the top because you have the words on your paper. That's not part of the writing. The writing is the part we want to capture. All right, Devontae, I need you to have a seat because you are in the front. People cannot, you're not transparent, sweetie. 10, 9, 8, 7. You need to be seated by the time I get to 1. 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, Miss Photo Booth. How many pictures you gonna take? Okay. GCA. Okay, let's refocus. Okay. Lisa. No. Okay. Lisa has 27 markers. Adam has 22 markers. Is 79 a reasonable total for the markers? So we're just going to show if it's reasonable. We are not going to explain. So when we're trying to figure out if something is reasonable, we round the two add-ins and add them together. So let's look at this. The 7 tells the 2 to go what? 30. Now the 2 tells this 2 to go. All right, so we have 3 plus 2 is what?
50.
No, I just 5. And we know that we just put the zeros there and it's 50. So 79, is 79 close to 50? No, this is not a reasonable answer. Okay. Question number 10. Ted has 52 cards in a box. Tyrone has 48 more cards than Ted. How many cards does Tyrone have? Show your work. Explain your thinking. So first of all, we are trying to figure out how many cards does who have? Tyrone. How do we know this? Because look, here's the question mark. Here's Tyrone. So we know that Ted has how many cards? $52. Okay, so if I say, is somebody picking somebody up? Okay. If someone says Eden has 10 more bracelets than someone else, does that mean that Eden has more or does Eden have less? Raise your hand if that means Eden has more. Raise your hand if you think that means Eden has less. Okay. If you said that she has more,
Kiss your brain.
Can you call me on
kiss your brain.
my
Yes. So because we know that that means that someone has more, we are going to add. If it was that they had less, we would then subtract, meaning we would be taking away from the number, not adding to that number. So Ted has 52 cards in a box. Tyrone has 48 more. So when it says they have 52, that please stop humming. That means that that is the number that we start with. Now we must add on the rest. So we're going to add on how many more? Okay. For the sake of this not giving us away, we're just going to simply add with regrouping to save us time. 8 plus 2 is what? 10. We know that the ones place can only have one digit, so we have to give that 1 over to the tens. We know that 0 is still a digit. So we must put this 0 here to hold this spot. 0 is any number between 0 and 9. So that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yes, Lily. A digit is a number. A digit is a number between 0 and 9. Yes. All right. So now we have all of these 10s. 1 10, 5 10, 4 10. Sit up, scoot your chair up, and you need to focus. You are doing too much. You're doing gymnastics over there, and you're not paying attention. All right. So we have we have 1, 10, we know that's 10. Now let's add 5 more 10s onto that 1 10. That's going to give us how many 10s? 1 10 plus 5 10 gives us 9 10. 6 10s. 6 10s plus 4 10s gives us what? No, don't give me the answer. Tell me how many 10s it is. Yes, thank you. It is 10 10s. 10 10s equals okay. All right. Are there any questions? What's your question? Where?
This,
Mm-hmm.
so you said this was
Shh. Trying to hear his question.
this was 10.
Uh-huh.
Add this one.
Uh-huh.
Then I didn't know what it was.
Then once you added this one over here, now these are all 10s on this spot. See how you have this line? These are all 10s. Then you have, wait a minute now, you wrote the problem wrong. What is this?
4.
Okay.
This
This is why you're confused, sweetie. You mix the numbers up. You have 42 and 58. It's 52 and 48. So erase that. You mix those two numbers up. Okay. Yes. Yes. The answer is 100 because what is 2 plus 8? No, I am talking to her. What is 2 plus 8? So you put the 0 down here, you put the 1 over there. What's 1 plus 5? What's 1 plus 5? Huh? 6. What's 6 plus 4? So I put 10. I already had a 0 here. What is 1 0 0? There you go. Okay. Which are equal to 47 plus 25? Choose all that apply. That means there is going to be more than one answer. Okay? Yes, what do you need? Huh? Yes. Okay. Some of my friends need to refocus. This is your review. So unless you would like for me to stop and let you do it by yourself, you need to sit. We sit up straight. We listen and we lean in. We ask and answer questions. We nod our head yes or no, and you're not saying it. And we track. How should you be sitting in that chair? How should you be sitting in that chair? So when you're sitting in the chair the right way, it helps you focus. So please sit in the chair the right way, or you're going to leave and go do it in Miss Gerard's class. Those are your options. Scoot your chair up. 5. This is not recess. Okay, so now let's look at this. We have 47 plus 25. Let's add that. The reason we're going to add it first is because we want to see all the way through. So when there's an answer or if there is something that we need to add, we need to see what the sum is. When we say sum, we're talking about the answer, okay? So let's see if we can find the sum. So we have 47 plus 25. 7 plus 5 is what? So get 7 in your head and count on. Louise, what's 7 plus 5? Get 7 in your head and count 5 more. Very good. Now we know that we have to put the 2 here. We're regrouping. We have 5 tens. And then we have 2 more. 7 tens equals, no ma'am, no ma'am. This is not focus. So when you guys raise your hand and tell me that you have a question, but I can visibly see you playing, that might be why you have a question. So I need you to sit up straight and focus. Don't ask me for a question when you are playing while we are working. Turn around. Fix your attitude. Okay. So now we have 5, 6, 7 tens. So now we know this is 47 plus 25 equals what? So now we're looking for all the answers that equal 72. 40 plus 20 equals what, Reginald? 60. 60 plus 70, 60 plus 7 equals what, Ava? 60 plus 7, 67. So now we have 67. We have 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So 40 plus 20 plus 7 plus 5 equals 72. So we could check this one off. Now, 40 plus 20 equals what, Zuri? What does 40 plus 20 equal? 60. Now, we have a 10 plus another number sit on your bottom, Eden. So we have 60 plus 12. Eden, what is 60 plus 12? So look at the number. If we have 60, we know that there is a 0 in the tens place. So 0 plus 2 gives me what, Eden? 2. And then we have 6 plus 1. That gives me what? 7. So 72. You said it backwards. Yes. So now we have 40 plus gives me what?
72.
So this is also one that equals 72. Now we have 50 plus 12. Abriella, your hand gonna get tied. So I'm gonna go ahead and call your name. What's 50 plus 12? 62. Is 62 72? So this is no good, no bueno. All right. So now we have 50 plus 22. Calvin was 50 plus 22. 72. So this one is 1 as well. So now, when I was meeting with you guys in small group, you kind of forgot about when we use this strategy of the hundreds chart to add. So I'm going to remind you about how that went. First, let's look at this this question here. We have Emma has 46 rocks. She gets 24 more. We said when we're adding more, we are adding, not subtracting. Gus, 24 more. Emma has 46 rocks. She gets 24 more rocks from Gus. How many rocks does Emma have now? So we're adding, I don't know, my coffee wearing off or something. So now let's see here. We're starting off with how many rocks? How many more rocks are we getting? Good old Gus. So now let's look at our numbers, our 100 chart. We're going to start at 46. Everyone circle 46 on your hundreds chart. We know that on a hundreds chart, each one of these equals 10. Let's check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we could think of these as there are tens blocks. So we know that there are 2 tens in 20. Let's go down 1 and 2. We're going to circle 66. In 20, there are 2 tens. How many ones are left over? How many ones are left over, Destiny? No, ma'am. 25. We did 5. Very good. I need you to stay awake, baby. Scoot up. So now let's go over to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this is how we use the hundreds chart to help us add. The answer is what? All right, picture time. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, thank you. Okay, guys, y'all are getting restless and we still got 3 more pages to go. Yeah, so we need to stop playing. Let's move, let's move. This is your review. Okay. Which numbers round to 40 when they are rounded to the nearest 10? Choose all that apply. Use the number line to help. So this is what I would do. If I'm using this number line to help, let's go ahead and write the numbers 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. And we know all of these from 44 on over are going to round to 40. 46, 47, 48, 49. All of these numbers round to 50. You shouldn't need to copy mine, baby. There are hashtags there. Here's 40. Now count up. 41, 2, 3, 4. Then make your box. Then this is 45, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's why I need you to pay attention while you're writing. So now we know that all of these on this side are going to round to 40. So that's 41, 42, and 44. Okay, question number 14. Break apart the second add-in into tens and ones to find 56 plus 38. Show your work. So this is what I'm talking about. Now look at how it has taken this and broke it apart. You have to know what to do here. If you do not understand the mechanics of the adding and you simply add, you can't get this question right. So let's do this here. We have 56 plus 38. So now we have what? 30, please stop humming, Cadence, plus 8. Do you see that there? So now we can take this and add it up. We have 56 plus 30 equals what? Okay, quick math, quick math. We're adding a 10. 56 plus 30. 56 plus 30.
66.
56 plus 30.
96. Oh.
Kiss your brain, sweetie. It is 86. Okay. So now, okay, it's a whole bunch of kissing going on, y'all. I said kiss your brain one time. One time. Okay. So now we have part of the problem, but wait a minute. We still have 8 over here. What are we going to do with her? Well, we can also take this in small jumps, right? So if we want to take this in small jumps, how would we do that? Let's do 86. Let's just make it plus 4. Because that's going to give us a nice 10. Because we know that 6 plus 4 equals what? 10. So if this is a 10, this becomes 90. But we still have 4 more. So now we have 90 plus what? 4. And that's going to give us what? Okay. Write an equation to solve each part of this two-step problem. Okay. So now we have to listen to the problem and figure out what the equations have to look like. I think we're going to stop here because this video is going to end up being too long for me to post. Write an equation to solve each part of the two-step problem. Ken has 45 stamps. He uses 20 stamps. So, now let's think about this. Ken has 45 stamps. If he uses 20, okay, sweetie, look alive. What's your sister? Okay, all right. If he uses 20 of those stamps, are we going to add or subtract? Subtract. Very good. So because we see that he uses it, we know that we're going to subtract here. Let's put a box around that and put a minus, just so we can put a pin in that in our head. Then he buys 7 more. So now he's buying more. If he's buying more, are we going to add to that number, Drew? Or are we going to take away from that number? No, we're going to add. And when you buy something, you get something. You don't lose something. So we're going to add here. Okay, how many stamps does he have now? So now this is a two-step problem. We have to subtract, get the number, and then add. So let's see here. We have 45 minus 20. So we know that 5 minus 0 is going to give me what, Israel? 5 minus 0 is going to give me what? Very good. Now, we have 4 minus what? 4 minus 2 is?
25.
Are we done?
No.
No, because then he buys how many more? So now we're going to take that 25. Oh, no. 25 and add 7 more. In the interest of saving time, I'm just going to tell you that's 32. So Ken has what? 32. Nope. Okay. 16, and this is going to be the last problem. I'm going to let you do, I'm going to let you do the last, what is it? It looks like 2. Oh, never mind. That's a different, this is the last question. This is a different assessment. No. No. We're still on the same one. I'm saying the other one starts at number, look. On the next page, it says 1 and 2. Okay, so we're going to do this last question, and that is all. Show 2 different ways to find 48 plus 49. They're not asking you to add it one way and add it the other. They want you to use 2 of the methods. Well, we have several methods. We have several methods in our pockets. We have breaking the part to add in. We have the number line. We have the hundredths chart. We have adding the tens and the ones. So I'm going to let, raise your hand. Which way would you do it? What way would you pick, Jackson? Huh? Round it? Well, that we want to know the exact number. Oh, never mind. I forgot. That's why reading is fundamental. We must read the whole question. It says using compensation. So we have to use compensation 2 different ways. So when we use compensation, everyone say compensation. We are taking away from one number to make it a 10 and adding them up. So let's look at this. The first way we're going to do is we're going to break apart we're going to add to 49 to make it a 10. Watch Ms. Clark. So we have 28 plus 49. So we could take one number from 28 to make this a 10. So we take 1 from 28 and add it to 49. That's going to give us 27 plus 50. 27 plus 50 is what? Yes, Destiny? Huh? Close. 27 plus 50, 77. Now, this is one way we can use compensation. Another way we can use compensation is if we break apart and add in. So let's do that for the first. No, I said 77. Look at this. It says 27 plus 50. That does not equal 87. So now we have 28 plus 49. Let's break apart this add in. Let's not do the second one. We keep doing the second one. So we have 20 plus 8. Now we're going to add 20 to 49. 20 plus 49 is what? We have 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is what? 4 plus 2 is not 8. 4, 5, 6. That's 6. With 9 left over, that's going to give us 69 plus what? 8. We have 69 plus 8. We can change that to something else. Let's do it like this. Let's take 1 away from 8. And now we have, now we can do 69 plus 1, which is going to give us 70. We still have 70 more. We still have 7 more from this 8. So now we do 70 plus 7, and that gives us 77. We took 1 away from there. That's 28 plus 49 breaks apart to 20 plus 8. Then we took the 20 and added it to the 49. And that gives us 69. Well, we wanted to make it easy to add. So we took 1 away from the 8 that we still have left over, and that gave us 70. So now we have 7 plus 70 equals 77. Okay, go ahead and take your pictures. Wait, I'm trying to get this straight. The last question. It doesn't matter. You still have your neighbor's iPad you can copy off of. And then, yeah. No, you have your neighbor's iPad that you can copy off of, and then you're going to work on this at home. Okay. All right.